Hi everyone, welcome to Would You Rather. This is the 8th video of the night so far. Man, we are almost up to 10, don't you think? So we're gonna follow our usual routine. When the clock strikes 10:30, we do top 5 as usual. Well, that goes for all you new people who don't know much about this. So here we go. Start with our first choice. Would you rather have 50% of your body burned or 100% of your body tattooed? Mm, tattooed. 40% says they'd have 50% of their body burned. 60% says they'd have 100% of their body tattooed. If you have a dozen tattoos all over your body, you look like a freak. But hey, better that than getting burned. Getting half burned, of course. Would you rather go skiing or go surfing? Skiing. 51% says they'd rather go skiing, and 49% says they'd rather go surfing. Well, skiing is way better. Well, to me, skiing is, way better and much safer than surfing. Like, you're on snow, and when you're surfing, you're on a wave, and if you fall off, you might drown. Or maybe same goes with skiing if you, make one simple mistake and you get hurt. You know. Would you rather shop at Amazon or on eBay? Amazon. 81% says they'd rather shop on Amazon and 19% says they'd rather shop on eBay. Gosh, what do you people have against eBay? What does Amazon have that eBay doesn't? Well, and honestly for me and Amazon are not coming to good terms, honestly, because they want to charge me for a computer charger. Who the frick do you people think you are? Would you rather discover something great and spread it, or discover something evil and prevent it? Hmm, I'd rather show some really great and show the world. 56% says they'd rather discover something great and spread it. 44% says they'd rather discover something evil and prevent it. Well, if it's something that worth discovering, I would show the world. And it would be really great. Evil, I would avoid it. Definitely. Would you? What? What the? Texter guy? I know you were around last week. Would you rather fart in front of your crush or get caught picking your nose by your crush? Uh, well, I'd rather get caught picking my nose than fart. 72%. 72% says they'd rather fart in front of their crush. 28% says they'd rather get caught picking their nose by their crush. Well, if I were to fart in front of If I were to fart in front of Kaylee, who knows how she'll react? Or if I'm caught picking my nose by her, she'll probably say I'm disgusting or a slob or something. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. Anyway, would you rather use time travel to change history or use time travel to change something personal? That's it's quite a difficult decision there. It would have to be personal. It would have to be. 39% says they'd rather use time travel to change history. 61% says they'd rather use time travel to change something personal. Like, if I were to go back and change my mood from last year, like around the time when, like back in 2019, when I insulted Kaylee's dad and called him a loser, I would go back there and change that. And last year, when I got so mad about her birthday party, I said I did all of this all for nothing. I would definitely go back and change that. If I did all that, I would have been a better boyfriend last year. Just saying. And other things, just to let you know. And other things I regret doing. Anyway, would you rather give up your computer or give up your pet? Can we skip? Frick. I chose to give up my pet. 75% says they give up their computer and 25% says they give up their pet. Well, as for me, I'd rather give up neither because this choice is suckish. I don't give up anything for any reason. Would you rather be a spy or a superhero? A hero, man. 36% says they'd rather be a spy. 64% says they'd rather be a superhero. Um, if I were to save someone's life when they're getting mugged or robbed, I wonder what powers I would have if I were a superhero. Who knows? Strength, uh, body strength, powers. It could be anything. Would you rather be a small guy with a deep voice or be a big guy with a squeaky voice? I I also have a deep voice. I'm going through puberty. A small guy with a deep voice. 67% says they'd rather be a small guy with a deep voice. 33% says they'd be a big guy with a squeaky one. Oh. It would be weird if I was a small person with a deep voice. My voice is getting deeper by, I don't know, the month or the year, apparently. But small? No way, man. That ain't happening. Alright. Next. Would you rather be abducted by aliens or be kidnapped by terrorists? Oh gosh. Kidnapping and abduction. Aliens, man. 76% says they'd rather be abducted by aliens. 24% says they'd rather be kidnapped by terrorists. Well, if you are abducted by Aryans, if you were abducted by aliens, there would there would be a beam that'll shoot from their spaceship or UFO, and they just like lift you up into their spaceship or UFO. But if you're kidnapped by a terrorist, they'll point a gun at you and tell you to get in the van, and then they lure you into the van. And who's calling me right now? Kenny? Not right now. I'm declining you. They would lure you into the van and drive off. Yeah, that's exactly how that works. How they both work. Would you rather be a personal chef or a personal chauffeur? Chauffeur. 75% says they'd be a personal chef and 25% says they'd be a personal chauffeur. Well, if I were to be a chauffeur, I need to learn how to drive. And if I ever want to be a personal chef, I need to learn how to cook better. Well, you know. Would you rather always tell the truth or always lie? I'd rather be honest and truthful. 81% says they'd rather be truthful and honest, and 19% says they'll always be liars and fibbers. Yeah, I'm starting to go past the lying stage. Yeah, I'm starting to go past my lying state. I'm already past that. If you think that was a lie, you're a jerk. And I'm starting to become really honest with myself about how I really feel. Well, not just how I really feel, but many things. Would you rather be a cat or a dog? A dog. I'm sure this is probably the same choice as last week. 32% says they'd rather be a cat and 68% says they'd rather be a dog. Well, if I were Jax, I'd be doing the things that he does. Taking off my family and urinating in places where I'm not supposed to and annoying them to death. Yeah, that would definitely be a it would definitely get on their nerves if I was Jax right now. Would you rather be a content failure or be an unhappy success? What the frick is this right now? What the frick? Well, I want to be successful, but unhappy, man. 49% says they'd be a content failure and 51% they'd be a sad success. Why would they be successful if they're unhappy? And why would they fail contently? I mean, that don't make any sense whatsoever. It's constantly ridiculous, in my opinion. Would you would you rather live without bacon or live without pizza? Well, bacon. 73% says they'd rather live without bacon, and 27% says they'd rather live without pizza. Well, every morning, well, I don't know. Every morning, every other morning, every 2 weeks, apparently, I always eat bacon. But pizza? Nah, pizza's for the dailies. I don't even know what that means, but it's for the daily. Would you rather watch the Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad. 55% says they'd rather watch the Game of Thrones, and 45% says they'd rather watch Breaking Bad. Well, I don't know much about Breaking Bad or the Game of Thrones. I'd rather say neither because this is ludicrous. Because these are ludicrous decisions. Would you rather own an iPhone or a Samsung phone? Well, if I want to decide to change phones, I would be left no other choice but to get an iPhone. 85% says they'd rather own an iPhone. 15% says they'd rather own a Samsung. Well, not going to lie, I did have a couple Samsung phones stolen from me. Like the Samsung Galaxy J3 and the Samsung Galaxy S6, which used to be my mother's phone. Well, the S6 never held a charge anyway, so I'm probably not going to freak out much about it. It was stolen off. It was stolen on the public bus. Scumbag. Whoever that scumbag was. So yeah, if I were to change phones, if I were to decide to change phones, it would have to be an iPhone. Would you rather have hair for teeth or have teeth for hair? What the freak? What the freak kind of decisions are these? Hair for teeth, man. 49% says they'd rather have hair for teeth, and 51% says they'd rather have teeth for hair. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. Hold on. I told you. That's stupid. This is just stupid decisions. These are just stupid choices. What the frick? It's really disgusting and disturbing to have hair for teeth and teeth for hair. My goodness, man. Would you rather always say everything as on your mind or never speak again? Mm. Always say what's on my mind. Everything that's on my mind. 73% says they always say everything that's on their mind, and 27% says they will never speak ever again. Well, if I were to say that is on my mind, I would say it on YouTube. But it's kind of hard enough for me to even do that without upsetting my girl, without upsetting Kaylee. That's what was definitely on my mind every time plans don't go the way you think they were going to go. Honestly. Let me turn this down more. Uh, would you rather save a life or have someone save your life? I'd rather have someone just save me. I mean, I'll just save someone. 80% says they'd save a life. 20% says they'd have someone save their life. Well, if I were to save someone's life, whether it's from cancer, or pulling them out from traffic, heavy traffic, I would definitely save their life. Or maybe save a kitten from oncoming traffic, from being run over. Ugh. I just have disturbing flashbacks about that. I have disturbing visions about that. Believe me, it's not good. Um, all right, we probably might have one more. Would you rather be stuck outside in the pouring rain or be stuck outside in a strong cold wind? Oh man, these are dark decisions. Freaking dark. The rain. 69% says they'd be stuck outside in pouring rain. 31% says they'd be stuck outside in the strong cold wind. If they were stuck in the cold wind, it's a strong cold wind, they'd be stuck in a blizzard. Rain, heavy rain. You be you be stuck outside during a flash flood warning. All right, we have now hit 10:30. You all know what time it is. You all know what that means. It's time for the top 5 decisions. We now start with number 5. And that is, would you rather wake up having mastered the language of your choice or wake up having mastered the instrument of your choice? Hmm. I've already done that, so I'm gonna master the instrument of my choice. 65% says they wake up having mastered the language of their choice. 35% says they wake up having mastered the instrument of their choice. So, I've already mastered. I've already mastered an instrument decades ago, and that was a piccolo. I'm not gonna get into Messenger right now. Number 4. Would you rather live around a noisy neighbor or live around a nosy neighbor? Noisy. 60% says they live around a noisy neighbor. 40% says they live around a nosy neighbor. Well, we do have a noisy neighbor across the street, and he's in some kind of band or something. Because I've been hearing drums from in my house, and it's coming from across the street. But when you have a nosy neighbor, your neighbor is a stalker. They just like he or she just likes to eavesdrop on whatever it is the heck you're doing. You wouldn't want that. Number 3. Number 3. Would you rather never be able to stop dancing or never be able to stop singing? Dance, never be able to stop dancing. 52% says they never be able to stop dancing. 48% says they never be able to stop singing. Well, family says I can really dance, but my moves are nothing but just random moves that I just come up with. But when it comes to singing, I'm probably already past that. I was actually able to stop singing and probably just give it up for forever. I just I just don't want to sing anymore. I just didn't want to sing anymore. Uh, Number 2. Would you rather... I'm sorry. I may be a Christian server, but Mom and I are unable to go to church because of Josiah now. No! Oh, shoot. No. No. Screw that crap. Well, forgive me, God, for saying that, but uh, I can't. Freaking... Number 2. Would you rather be able to survive falls from any height or be bulletproof? Bulletproof. 48% says they'd be able to survive falls from any height. 52% says they'd be bulletproof. Well, I want to be bulletproof. I don't want no... I always want to survive a gunshot whenever it hits me. I don't deserve to be shot. If I were to be shot, I would get back up again. Just to prove that I'm bulletproof. But being able to survive falls from any height, but when you're on a really tall skyscraper, it's not easy. You will definitely die falling. All right, and now it's time for the number 1 decision, and that is, would you rather get paid for playing sports or get paid for playing video games? Well, now that you mentioned it, games. 42% says they get paid for playing sports. 58% says they get paid for playing video games. Well, if I wish I knew how to record from the PS5. Um, yeah. But also, but I do have my job. I also get paid there. All right, that's it for Would You Rather. The the eighth. The eighth video so far, if I'm correct. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you tomorrow for Street Racing 3D, and maybe eventually there will be an SMG4 video, and Jules Fantasy, and or SML Gacha Club. Probably 5 videos as usual. So, good night, everyone.